started telling us that Evelyn got put on a ventilator.
Mama, this is my heel, guys. This is my heel.
I know that they're preemies, and I know that preemies go through a lot, and it's expected with preemies, but we were just not expecting it to happen to one of our babies.
Hey Mia, your hair looks really nice today.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, I got ponies.
Why?
Got ponytails.
Who did your hair, Amelia?
Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
look
love
so
her.
cutie.
Yeah, why you
So cutie,
only?
cutie. Oh look. Sammy's taking a nap. Got his clothes off because it's really hot outside.
We have to change the diaper.
Mia. Hey guys.
Hi, great.
Hi, GradFam.
Hi, Grandpa.
Amelia, your hair looks so cute today.
Did you?
Did Mama do it?
Yeah.
You have ponytails?
Yeah, come him might look pretty.
Leave it,
Yeah,
it.
look-
Oh.
What did you do?
I look cutie with that.
Mia.
But you ruined your hair now.
I look cutie with that.
Okay guys, well obviously from the title of this video you guys see that we are having some issues with Evelyn.
Yeah. We actually had a few issues with her from a while ago, but we kind of decided to keep it between us because we didn't really want to just throw it out there. And
Yeah, at first if it was just going to be like a small issue that would have been fixed sooner, you know, we didn't want to make a video about it or anything, but now that it's getting more and more serious, we talked and we decided to let you guys know because the more people praying for her, the better.
yeah, a few weeks ago, Evelyn, they found they did ultrasounds on all three of them on their head, and they found bleeding on the brain, on Evelyn's brain. And it's not anything, it's not really big, it's more small, but it's still there. They said that something like burst, and then like there's like a little bleeding. It's really small though, and it hasn't grown or shrunk since then. It's they've been keeping an eye on it every week, so it's staying the same. That's a good thing. But if it does increase, then she could have like really big problems down the road. So we're really praying that the bleeding on Evelyn's brain goes away, and we're asking you guys if you guys can please pray so that goes away.
Yeah, obviously bleeding on the brain sounds terrible, and it is, but they said that it's the mildest form on like their chart that they have. It's the mildest form, and it hasn't gotten any bigger, but it hasn't gotten any smaller. So she's just been, it's funny because Esther from the start, even while they were still in the womb, Esther seemed like the one that was, she was the lightest, seemed like she would have the most complications, but turns out she's actually doing great. She's caught up in weight. She's right there with the other two, and now Evelyn is having a lot of health issues and scares. And
yeah, we were not expecting it from Evelyn, because when I was pregnant with the triplets, they were telling me that Esther's gonna have like that she could have heart problems, and that she might have to be like on a ventilator and stuff, but we were not expecting it to happen to Evelyn. A few days ago, they give me a call like early in the morning, and at first I was sleeping, so I didn't answer at first. And then in the morning I see that they called me, and I was gonna call them back, but I was busy with the kids, and they gave me another call, and then I answered, and they started saying that like they started telling us that that Evelyn got put on a ventilator.
Mama, sit right here. Guys, let's sit right here.
I know that they're preemies, and I know that preemies go through a lot, and it's expected with preemies, but we were just not expecting it to happen to one of our babies. And they called me because they had to get consent to poke her like in the back again to see if she has an infection or see what went wrong. But they called me that morning, and then they explained to me that throughout the night, a few days ago, throughout the night, Evelyn just stopped breathing out of nowhere, and she was still on oxygen. Her heart dropped, and she just like wasn't breathing anymore. And I asked them like, why didn't they call me and tell me right then? But they said that they were trying their best to get her to breathe again, and they were just like trying their hardest to do what's best for her so she could still make it. They were just trying to do their best to get her to breathe again, so they turned up her flow on the oxygen, since she has the oxygen in her nose. They brought that up. It wasn't working. It still wasn't helping her breathe. They brought it even higher. It still wasn't helping her breathe. And when they were telling me this, I was just like getting really worried and just like hoping the outcome would be okay. And since that didn't work, they had to put her on a CPAP, which gives even more like air than more oxygen than like the little tubes would. So they put her on the CPAP and at her nose, and that wasn't helping either. She still wasn't breathing, and nothing was helping her at all.
And when she's not breathing, like every minute that goes by, every second that goes by is, life or death while she's struggling to breathe. And then they said that the nurse ended up running out of the room to try to find like the resident doctor to see what they should do.
She went and called like more nurses in there to help her out. And as soon as they saw what was going on, they were like, okay, we have to put her on a ventilator as soon as possible. So they fast bring like this really big ventilator machine in there, and they had to intubate her, basically to put tubes back down her throat, like down into her lungs. And the ventilator, basically what it does is the ventilator pushes air in and out of her lungs. That is the only thing that is helping Evelyn breathe right now. That is basically her life depends on the ventilator for now.
And that's the scariest thought. I was on the road working when my wife called me and told me this, and I just
so
she
upset.
wouldn't be alive right now if it wasn't for that ventilator.
Yeah.
She's not breathing on her own. It's all because of that.
When we found out, we just like broke down crying, and we were just like God, please, like let everything be okay with her. And, like, don't let her be on this ventilator for long. I'm hoping it's not for too long, but
And it was so unexpected. The nurses said they don't know why it happened. They don't know how long she's gonna have to be on the ventilator. It's just out of nowhere.
They were telling me that they had to run a bunch of tests on her, like x-rays, ultrasounds, to see if she has infection, like to do a bunch of tests, and they're gonna get the results back in like 2 days and let me know if it was caused by an infection. And I was like, okay, well, as soon as you get the results, let us know, like we'll be waiting. And that day I went in to see them, and when I saw Evelyn, like I didn't know like what to think or what to do. Like I felt so helpless and useless. Like I couldn't even help her. Like she's just laying there, like barely moving, and it looks like she's not even breathing because she's actually not. It's just the ventilator helping her breathe and keeping her alive. So if you guys can just please pray for Evelyn,
Please.
so she can just get through this and start breathing on her own again, so she can just be put on regular oxygen and not to need the ventilator anymore, so her bleeding on the brain can go away. And there's also this happened a few weeks ago also. she needs this little machine that pushes in the milk slowly in her mouth. Esther and Evelyn, when they eat their milk through the little tubes, they just put it in and it goes down like regular. But for Evelyn,
It has to be slowed down.
yeah, with this
over-
machine.
So for Esther and Eliana, they can eat, their whole tube of breast milk in like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
however long it takes. Evelyn needs to have a machine hooked up to her milk that slowly gives it to her over the course of like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I guess her stomach can't take it all at once. She'll throw up.
Yeah, and her heart would have a bunch of desats. Like she would stop breathing if the milk would go in too fast. Like her body couldn't take it. So for the past few weeks, she's been needing that machine to eat slowly.
So, I mean, Evelyn's just been she has a whole host of issues right now with her not being able to breathe on her own, with her slight bleeding on the brain. She can't have her breast milk. She has to have it in increments. So if you guys could just please pray for Evelyn, pray for all three of them. And I know you guys do, thank you, but
thank you so much.
in particular, Evelyn, guys, please. She needs everybody's prayers.
It would mean so much to us.
And we do have a few photos that we can put up.
Yeah, I took a few photos of all of them. I hope you guys can see clearly. And Esther is doing great. They did take her off the oxygen the other day, but she had to be put back on oxygen since she was having a few desats, but she's doing okay. She's just still on oxygen, but she's doing good. And Eliana is doing really good. She is off oxygen now. She's been off oxygen for a few days now. And she is not in an incubator anymore. She's like in this little bassinet crib. So that's really good. We're really happy that she's doing so good.
And Eliana is doing fantastic at all three. She's just going above and beyond.
Yeah.
She's super strong girl.
She's the biggest, so
Yeah,
probably that's
she's
why.
the biggest, strongest,
Yeah.
and she's doing fantastic. Nothing really to say about her except
Yeah.
she's just doing great.
If you guys were wondering how much they weigh, Esther weighs 4 pounds and Evelyn weighs 4 pounds and 4 ounces. And Eliana weighs 4 pounds and 7 ounces. So they're all growing.
They're all doing great.
Yeah, really happy with that. We've just been really worried about Evelyn recently, and just asking you guys all to pray. And they all get my breast milk still. It's enough for all of them for now. And we have done like a little bit of skin to skin, like up here on the chest. And that's been really nice. We're able to hold all 3 of them, change all 3 of them. Yeah. We're getting more comfortable with them. Like, since they're so small, it's hard to get comfortable with them because you're scared, like, oh my gosh, they're so fragile and little. But I'm actually, like, we're feeling pretty comfortable, like, changing them now, holding them. And we just can't wait for them to come home. We're just hoping they all keep growing and are healthy. And we want to thank you guys for being with us till now. And we appreciate all the love and support. Thank you guys so much for everything. It means a lot.